Good morning. Paul Romero here with the Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owners Network Marketing Training number 53, I believe. Yes, 53 on October 20. We're having a problem here. John's not being able to get on for some reason. Give me a second here to catch up. But yeah, October 24th, Friday. And we are here today. There he is, popping in. Ain't
Did
nothing
you
wrong
start
with
it?
it.
It looks like we started late.
Yeah, it's all you. It's all you, not me.
I didn't get an invite until like 10 seconds ago.
That's funny because I sent the invites out like 10 minutes early because I wanted. Yeah,
Well, there's a difference between Are we live right now?
we are live right now.
Oh, then let's talk about this later. Sorry about that, Paul. I didn't realize that.
So anyway, yeah, here we are. I just want to say, Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owners Training, like I said, number 53, Friday, October 24th. Good morning, John. Say a word.
Good morning, Paul. It's Friday, October 24th.
Okay.
And what are we on? Number 50? 53. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's I'm very proud of us. We've stuck to this now for several months, and we're here every morning, somewhat on time. And yeah, no. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, no, I hate that. I hate that.
I know, I hate that too. I hate jumping in 3 minutes into it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate anything. I just that little phrase, yeah, no, okay, whatever, just kind of doesn't compute in my brain. Drives me kind of
No,
bananas.
it's arguing with yourself.
Anyway,
Contradictory.
so anyway, I want to let everybody know that you know, if you've seen any of these, if you've been here, you come here, we're giving you information all about. I don't know why my thing's not working right. Giving you information all about mindset, mostly a lot, how you need to think, and you know, in order to be successful, not only in a business but in life in general. And you know, a lot of this information might be new to you. Some of you guys have probably heard this stuff before, but the question is, what have you what have you done with this information, and how do you accept this information? Okay, because the first thing that I want to let you know is that this information isn't ours. You know, this isn't John's information. This isn't my information. I didn't write this stuff. I didn't make this stuff up. Okay, this information, this information has been around for centuries. It basically, I mean, this comes from. It was presented to the world by some of the greatest minds, to ever walk the face of this planet. It comes from people who have lived very successful lives. I mean, this information comes from the great masters. It's not our information, okay? We're just the delivery boy, all right? We're just sharing this information with others because, you know what, there's not a lot of people out there that are willing to share this information. The people that know this information to be true, especially, aren't willing to share this information in most cases. There are a rare few, of course, that are willing to share and actively trying to figure out ways to share this information with the masses. But for the most part, this information is something that has been, tried to be buried and covered up for centuries. So, and then the fact of the matter is that, the men who have written this information, who have come up with this stuff, they didn't just make this stuff up, okay? This is how they spent their lives in pursuit of the truth. Okay, they found this information, they studied this information, they tested this information, they comparison shopped this information, and they were shown by their own life successes, men who lived long before us, that you know their name. Okay, so I mean, they did something right if a century later or more than a century later we still know their name. They had to know something. They had to do something right in this world, to have a legacy to live on like that. And if that's something that you want to have, is a legacy to be known and to affect future generations, this is the information that you need to have. So, you know, and one thing that oh, okay. So they've not only lived this information, they have achieved all of this information. They've achieved all their successes by the use of this information, you know, because they have proven this information, and you know they've proven it to be real. They've proven it to be the key to success, and what they've proven it really to be is truth. So we're just delivering the truth, and I want to. And the only reason why they were able to do this in the first place is because in the first place they were open to this information. They was like, hey, look, here's some new information. Wow, I don't know what this information is, but I'm going to check it out. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to see what it's all about. I'm going to test it. I'm going to analyze it. I'm going to, you know, investigate it. All these things, and then they took the time to do so and figured out that, hey, this information is good information. I'm going to read you something here out of the Napoleon Hill 16 Laws of Success, or Laws of Success in 16 Lessons. And this is, you know, he's talking about, this is before, he's talking about the validity of the information delivered in this book. And this book was written in the first place to be a course study at both probably the high school and college levels. And it was this book was written as a textbook to be used in the classrooms as a course study. And he writes in here, he says, before this reading course on the law of success was published, the manuscripts were submitted to 2 prominent universities with the request that they be read by competent professors with the object of eliminating or correcting any statements that appeared to be unsound from an economic viewpoint. And you know, these professors read these manuscripts, and the only changes that were ever made were, you know, a couple little grammatical errors, etc., and so on. And one of the professors who read this manuscript before it was published basically expressed, in part, this statement. He said, it is a tragedy that every boy and girl who enters high school is not efficiently drilled on the 15 major parts of your reading course on the law of success. It is regrettable that the great university with which I am connected and every other university does not include your course as part of its curriculum. So this is one of the great professors of the universities back in the day when this was written, when this stuff came out, who's saying that, you know, every person alive needs this information, is basically what he's saying. Okay? And so, hey, we're just helping to deliver some of that information. With that, John, I'm going to throw it back to you and let you put your 2 cents worth in.
Yeah, no, what you said right there is very interesting. Napoleon Hill's teachings are a huge inspiration to Paul and I, as well as many other successful people. You know, with all the networking groups that I belong to, and there's a club out here in Phoenix called the 2% Club, which is run by our mentor, Jeff Fagan, who is the one that sponsored us into Swiss Gold Global. Big proponents of Napoleon Hill's work. And quite honestly, just about every single successful person I know follows a similar philosophy and have read, at the very least, Think and Grow Rich, and most of them have read the 16 Laws of Success, as Paul was discussing. You know, there's something about this information that resonates. It's why it's called the Law of Success, because this information is proven to work if you apply it. And the key thing here is application. You know, there's a phrase that says knowledge is power. Well, knowledge is nothing unless it's applied. You can have all the knowledge in the world, and what power does that knowledge give you unless you're taking what you're learning and putting it into action? But putting the right knowledge and taking the right actions is also extremely key. The other night at the 2% Club meeting, we were honored and lucky to have an excellent speaker named Alex Mandozian. And one of the things he said is, like, if you are driving towards a cliff with a smile on your face, essentially, and going at that cliff enthusiastically. Well, you're still driving over the cliff, right? But you're doing it enthusiastically. There's nothing worse than going down the wrong path, taking the wrong actions, and applying the wrong knowledge enthusiastically, because it gets you nowhere. And that's why it's so important to have mentors, people that have actually learn from people who actually applied the knowledge and used it in their life and have proven results. I think that's an important thing to point out, because there's a lot of people out there that are all theory. There's a lot of gurus on the internet. Like, there's gurus on the internet, gurus out there selling courses and everything else. They're a dime a dozen. So you want to be really careful where you get this information from. Only apply this information and listen to information from a source that's actually applied what they're telling you, and it's proven. You don't want to just listen to people spout out theory that they've never applied in their life. And the way you determine if what they're telling you works is look at people's results. Is this person that's teaching me, is this person that I'm learning from actually have the results in their life that I desire for myself? Do they actually, are they talking the talk, or are they also walking the walk? Has this information worked in their lives? And I can attest that although I don't have all the financial abundance that I seek in life right now, there's no doubt in my mind, because of the information that I'm learning and that Paul and I are sharing on these Hangouts, that I will have financial freedom and financial abundance in a relatively short period of time. I would say me and Paul, just a little quick background, we became business partners in a real estate business about officially probably May 2012, but we started working with each other in probably, I'd say, mid-February, somewhere around there of that same year. And something about Paul resonated with me, something about me resonated with Paul, that and realizing after time what it was the law of attraction. In the course of the last 2 years, being able to reach out and expand my network and meet people such as Jeff Fagan and other people of the 2% Club that I highly respect and look up to, and beginning to learn this information, in the last 2.5 years, since I began studying Napoleon Hill and other success mentors who have proven results, this information has changed my life, and it could change yours. You just got to apply what you're learning and be picky and do your due diligence about who you're learning this information from.
Absolutely. Who do you listen to? That's a major important factor in life. And you know what? I just want to say that really there's two sides to that coin of the information that you could be receiving and who you're listening to and where this information is coming from. First of all, I mean, before I get into the two sides of that, I just want to say that think about this when you're examining information and who's delivering this information. Is the person who's delivering the information, do they do the kind of things that you want to do? Do they have what you want to have? And and are they the kind of person that you want to be? I mean, do they walk the walk, really? I mean, you walk the walk and talk the talk of the information that they're delivering, or are they just someone who is making millions of dollars by delivering information that they themselves don't even follow? So, but there's two sides of the information that you receive. There's two things that you can do with it. You can either blindly accept information that you hear or that you pick up, or you can immediately shut down on this information. There's those are the two opposite ends of the spectrum of what you obviously should be doing, what we're talking about here, which is, accepting information, being open to information, investigating information, figuring out information, proving, testing, doing your own due diligence upon the information that you receive is what we're getting at, basically. But the two immediate shutdowns, like I said, are blind acceptance where you just say, oh, wow, that's new, I'm going to do that, okay, without looking into it yourself. And then secondarily, the other side is being, just shutting down with, either, oh, I know that, or let me get back to that one. Actually, shutting down by saying, yeah, that's a bunch of hooey right there, or I've heard that before, that's a bunch of hooey, you know what I mean? Or the opposite way of shutting down, which is probably more prevalent, is through the three words of I know that. I mean, as soon as you say I know that, you don't know nothing, okay? Because I mean, I'm serious. As soon as there's no man on this planet who can know everything about everything. So the minute you say I know that, you've just shut down. You've just shut that off. Oh, I know that. I have all that information. I don't need any more of that information. Well, you're wrong. There's more information there, and you need it. Okay, I'm going to go back to another statement out of the Napoleon Hill book here real quick. He says in here that in the preparation of who's looking at this course, he says no student of this course is asked to accept any statement made in these lessons without having first satisfied himself or herself by tests, experiments, and analysis of the statement that the statement is sound. Just what we were just talking about. The major evil the student is requested to avoid is that of forming opinions without definite facts as the basis. Which this is cool. I love this little line here. It says, which brings to mind Herbert Spencer's famous admonition, and this is amazing. There is a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all argument, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. This principle is contempt prior to examination. And that's exactly what I was just talking about a minute ago. When you shut down, when you either go from one side or the other, I mean, even blind acceptance is in essence that. But when you shut down to information, when you are, how did he just put that? What did I just say? Oh, when you have contempt to the information prior to examination of it, you have just, I got to go back to that. You have just, you have just applied the principle which cannot fail to keep you in everlasting ignorance. So, back to you, John. Gosh, we're already running out of time here.
Basically, the key to what that statement means is you've got to be open. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should believe the information, but you should at least be open to receiving the information. And actually, I prepared a little something that I don't really think I have time to go into, but basically, I was hoping to get to just presenting people with a 30-day challenge. And what I was going to present here goes along with everything that Paul talked about being open and the knowledge and the information that we are just messengers bringing to you. And that's actually spend the next 30 days and latch on to one of these concepts and actually apply it in your life every day for 30 days and just see how test it yourself. Make an experiment and see for yourself if this works or not. And then if it works, and after you've done this for 30 days and applied a piece of this knowledge, then you can say, great, this works. This is a new habit. I'm going to keep this in my life, and I want to hear more of the stuff that Paul and John are sharing. In fact, I want to go to the source that Paul and John are quoting and bringing this information from, which is what I think you should do. That's part of the due diligence process. So just to throw this in, because we're running out of time, what I was specifically going to say about this 30-day challenge and what information that I personally am testing out. And you know what? If you do this and it doesn't work, great. You've now proven that it doesn't work and you can throw it out of your life. But I guarantee that it will work for you. And I was just going to suggest that everybody take an index card and think about just one goal that you'd like to accomplish sooner or later. I'll share mine because this is very important to me. I've got 2 children. Right now, I'm separated from my wife. I live in a 2-bedroom 2-bath apartment. I need something bigger. So my goal right now is to find and purchase a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with a pool on a large, gorgeous lot for me and my children. That is my goal. That is written on the back of an index card, okay? And for the next 30 days, I'm going to read this to myself every morning and every night for bed. And I'm going to carry this on me. And every time I start to think negatively about something, I'm going to pull out this card and think only of this goal and read it to myself and remind myself of this. And just do something like this and see how it influences your attitude throughout the day. I've been doing this, and it actually makes you feel very positive about getting up in the morning, because now you have a goal, something you're going to work for every single day. And there's just 5 quick things I'm going to read right here about this 30-day challenge. Is 1, think about throughout the day that what we think about, we become. 2, imagination. Use your imagination. Imagine your goal. Imagine yourself already in possession of it. Think about how good you're going to feel as if when this goal is accomplished. And then 3, have the courage to block out all the negative stuff, all the people maybe that are contradictory to your goal, that are surrounding you, that are telling you something you can't achieve. Block that out. Have the courage to stay positive for the next 30 days. And every time a negative thought creeps in, think positive thoughts. Look at the back of your index card. Think about your goals. Then, for the next 30 days, save 10% of everything you earn. Even if you've got a bill that's late, don't pay it if you don't save 10% of your money first. Challenge you to do that. And number 5, take actions. And don't worry about how you're going to accomplish the goal. Just think about where you want to be. And just take the information that Paul and I have shared today, which is about positive thinking, about the laws of success, and do something like this for the next 30 days. And then you can see how it affects your life.
What was number 1, John?
Just remember that what we think about, we become. We become what we think. Number 2, use your imagination and imagine yourself in possession of the goal. Number 3, have courage to stick it out for the 30 days. And you know what? If you get overwhelmed one day and negative thoughts come in and you just have a bad day, guess what? You're starting over for another 30 days. And save 10% of everything you earn and just take actions. Don't worry about how you're going to get there. Just think about where you want to be. And I just wanted to throw that in, and I apologize we ran over time, but I'm going to toss it back to Paul to kind of wrap us up.
All I'm going to say is, oh, universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom, provided by John and the people who he reads and the people who I read, and all of those who came before us who have tested and proven this knowledge, for me to apply so that I can have the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I desire. All right, you guys have a good weekend. We'll see you on Monday, and be open to some ideas.